Hello everyone, I'm here today to show you how to get your seed started using a simple egg carton and bag of soil, but you could use any dirt realistically as long as it has the right nutrients. This process allows the seeds to start germinating before you take them outside and plant them in your garden. Normally a safe bet is when it's warmer around Mother's Day. So our first step is going to be filling the egg cartons with our soil. So you can use a shovel if you want, or I just like to use my hands and get a good amount of dirt so that the seed can be fully covered. Leave a little extra space to put a little more soil on top of the seeds. And once our egg cartons are at a satisfactory level of soil, the next step is to put the seeds in. So in our first egg carton, we will be putting some straw flour, and in the other, we're gonna be putting some snapdragon. As you can see, the seeds are very tiny. So we're gonna be putting around 3 to 4 in each of the holes. So we're just gonna softly try and nudge a couple seeds into each one of the compartments. You can hardly see, but there was a 3. The more the merrier, because you're not sure if every seed is going to germinate, which means flower and develop into a plant. And here we have our other plant for the other egg carton, snapdragon. Once again, the seeds are very small, so you have to carefully knock them out.
I think that's it, right?
Our next step is going to be to press all the seeds down into the soil. And after you've pressed in all of your seeds, you're just gonna need a light sprinkling of dirt, as if you're spreading a little bit of Parmesan cheese on top. Not too much extra soil, just enough to make sure every seed is as covered as needed. And our last step, and the most important, is wetting all of the plantings. So general rule of thumb is 4 sprays per section, because you really want to make sure each seed gets plenty of water for the germination stage. So this first carton is watered to a point of satisfaction. As you can see, the dirt in the first carton has become much darker than that in the dry one. Be sure to put your cartons in some sort of a waterproof container, because even if you overwater the carton, at least the paper will soak up all the excess moisture. And our last step for your own convenience is the label. So here we have our straw flour label with our date, 0410, and it generally takes about 10 days to germinate. So during this stage, it is very important that you consistently mist and water your plantings, because if in the germination stage it dries out, then your planting will not survive and not be viable for your garden. And always err on the side of overwatering, because these cartons and their material suck up all the excess water and can even dry out the soil pretty easily if left unwatered. Once you're all planted, watered, and labeled, the only thing you can do now is wait. It helps to cover up your plantings to keep them moist and warm. It is very important to keep them in a room with a lot of sunlight like we have here, that doesn't get too cold. If you use the paper carton, you could just either cut it up into smaller sections or plant the whole thing straight into your soil in your garden. Happy planting.